Hi everyone, I'm Lily and welcome to my new channel. Have you ever been bored? I know you have because we all lived through 2020 quarantine. 2020 was an isolating and terrifying year, but above all, it taught us how to be bored. We were left in our homes with nothing to do, so we found ways to entertain ourselves. Some of us picked up a new sport or a new instrument, but for me, I picked up a new skill. A skill that I found was a foolproof way out of boredom. And I'm going to teach it to you today. This skill is clay gnomes. Now, I know what you might be thinking. Lily, clay gnomes? There are infinitely better ways to spend our time. But I'm telling you, you will not regret this. With an amazing pottery teacher like me, who has taken 2 full pottery classes and watched endless YouTube tutorials, with a little bit of clay and a whole lot of creativity, you too can create your very own gnome. It's as easy as 1, 2, 3. First, we are going to create the body. Then we are going to create the gnome's hat. And then finally, we're going to add elements like hair and props to bring style and personality to your gnome. Now, let's get started. For this project, you are going to need a piece of parchment paper to cover the surface you're working on to ensure that you don't get anything on it, 4 smaller balls of clay, and 3 medium balls of clay, as well as a small tool that can be used to etch into the clay. It doesn't have to look exactly like this, it just has to come to a point at the end. And then also a cup of water. That way you can use it to wet your clay and make it more malleable. The first step to creating your gnome is creating your gnome's body. To create the body, we are going to create a pinch pot. To create a pinch pot, you're going to start with 2 medium-sized balls of clay, making sure they are pretty round. And then you are going to use your thumb and your index finger to start pinching the sides of the clay. And you're going to then push in this way to create a hollowed out center. After you're done, it's going to look like this. Hollowed out center, round shape, and a little dome. You're going to do the same thing with the second ball of clay. And we're going to start pinching. So when it looks similar to the shape of your first one, you know you're doing a good job. Now that you have created both halves of the body, you are going to attach them using the score and slip method. The score and slip method is when you take your tool, your pointy tool, and you make little X's on the rim of your clay, like that. You're going to do the same to the second side, like so. Okay? Then we're going to take our finger, dip it in a bit of water, and we're going to rub the rims with the water to create a surface we can stick to. Okay, and then we're going to take both halves, press them together, and we're going to blend the part where they meet with your finger. So you're just going to push in and blend it together like that, making sure not to push too hard and rupture the ball and let all the air out. The reason why we want the air in there is so that way we have a more voluptuous body, and also we're going to have to cut a hole at the bottom for it to ventilate if we want to bake it. And then we're going to take the clay piece again, and we're going to cut a circular piece out of the bottom. Now, we've got a hole like that. That way, if we do decide to bake it, it won't blow up. The second part of creating the body is the arms and legs. For the arms and legs, I'm going to use this modeling clay. We're going to roll it into a log like this, and we're going to make 4 of these. In order to attach the arms and legs, we are going to use the score and slip method. That is the method we use to attach the two halves of the body. We're going to take the needle tool, we're going to take a leg, and we're going to take where we would attach the leg right here, and we're going to make small X's just like we did on the body. So like that, okay? We're going to create little X's on the body now. Deciding where I want my legs. Here looks good. I'm going to create little X's where we want the leg, like that. And then we're going to wet the leg, and we're going to also wet the area where we put the X's, and then you're going to stick them together. And then you're going to blend the leg into the body using your finger, like that. You see how we joined the two clays together? All right, that's a pretty long leg, so we're going to actually cut it using the needle tool. Perfect. There's our first leg. Then we're gonna do it again with the second one. We're gonna cut this one. It's pretty long as well. Okay, little X's, little X's. Water on them to make them sticky. And then fuse and blend. Boom, body and legs. Next, arms. Gonna be a very similar process. We're just going to mark it up. We can do both arms at the same time. I believe in us. The difference with the arms is that the marking up, you're going to also go all across the length of it, because when we attach it, we're going to be attaching the whole thing, not just one point to the body. So like that, you're just gonna make lines, little X's, just make sure that there's pieces that are coming up so that way they can attach to the body. Now that we have the gnome's adorable little body, we can move on to the second step, my favorite step, his hat. To create his hat, you are going to create half of a pinch pot. Just like the body, you're going to take the third medium-sized ball of clay, and you're going to do the same thing and pinch the sides a bit. But instead of creating just a simple dome, you can create a little point, you can create anything you want really for the hat. A little sombrero, if you may, a little baseball cap. But for me personally, I'm going to give it a little point, give it a little witch moment. Gorgeous, if I do say so myself. Now, to attach the hat to the body, you're going to do the score and slip method, like we did with the arms and legs. You're going to mark up just a circle around the head where you want the hat to go. Like that. You're going to do the same thing on the rim of the hat. Like so. You're going to take some water, rub it on the rim of the hat, and rub some water on the head. Then you're going to attach and then blend. So you're going to take your pointer finger, take some clay, pull it down, and meet it with the other clay. Pull it down. Then you can add a little water to smooth it out. Then we're going to take the little needle tool and we're going to create an edge where the hat is. Perfect, just like that. Okay, now that we have created the hat, we are going to move on to a little bit of flair and personality by adding some elements like a beard and a nose and some props. So first we're going to start with the nose. So we're going to take a little bit of clay, we're going to roll it into a ball, like so. Then you're going to rough up wherever you want the nose to be. So I'm going to have the hat covering the eyes, so I'm just going to put the nose right underneath the hat. So I'm just going to make some marks right there. And then on the nose as well. And wet the nose. Put some water on the face. Just like that. And then you're going to attach the nose to the face and blend in. Perfect. Now it's got its little nose. Gorgeous. Okay, now we're going to add a little flower to his hat. So how you're going to do that is you're going to take another piece of clay, colored piece of clay. I think we're going to go with purple flower today. And you're going to create 6 small balls. So about this size, like a little pea. Just 6 little peas. Since they're so small, you don't have to create markings on the actual balls themselves, but you do want to create a marking on the hat. So wherever the flower is going to go, so I'm going to put it off to the side, maybe right here. And we're going to take some water, rub it on the hat. I'm going to take one of the balls, dip it in some water, and then you're just going to press it into the hat like that. And then you're going to take these other balls, but before you push them in, you're going to squish them to create a little oval rather than a circle. So then when you press it in like that, you get a little petal. And you're going to repeat the same process with the other 5 petals. And then we're going to take another color, take another ball, wet it, and we're going to stick it in the middle just to create the little center of the flower. All right, and there's a little flower. And then final touch, we're going to add a beard to the gnome, but the way we're going to do that is not by adding something, but instead taking something away. So we're going to use the tool that we've been using to scratch up the surface, and we're going to scratch it up, but instead of little X's, we're just going to do little lines into the shape of a beard. Before you know it, you have created your own beautiful gnome and escaped boredom while you were at it. You crafted the hat, body, and face with your own 2 hands and a lot of creativity and created a beautiful masterpiece. I hope this tutorial taught you and inspired you how to make a gnome by yourself, and if it warned you against it, then I guess I still did my job. Thank you for watching.